Spain once ruled more land than any empire before it. Silver crossed oceans, ships returned heavy with treasure, and kings spoke as if history itself was on their side. To the world, Spain looked unstoppable, chosen by fate, fueled by gold. But behind the wealth, something fragile was quietly growing. It's unseen by almost everyone. So how did the richest empire on earth slide into permanent weakness? Hi, I'm Mike. Welcome to the channel, where we uncover the hidden forces shaping history, power, and money. Every video here reveals something most people never notice. If you love discovering the truths others overlook, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. To understand Spain's fall, we must begin at its greatest victory. In 1492, Spain completed the Reconquista and united under one crown. Faith, monarchy, and national identity fused into a single force. The kingdom felt protected by God and history itself. That same year, Spain reached the Americas. This moment quietly rewrote the global economy. What followed was not only discovery, but extraction at a scale the world had never seen. Silver mines in Mexico and, most importantly, Potosí in Bolivia began producing enormous quantities of metal. Mountains were carved open. Entire cities were built around mines. Indigenous labor worked in brutal conditions year after year. The silver did not stay long. It moved across oceans, loaded onto fleets bound for Spain. Ship after ship arrived, filled with treasure. Europe watched in disbelief. In Seville, chests were unloaded and counted. Ledgers filled with numbers no royal treasury had ever seen before. Spain appeared richer than any power in history, but silver changes habits. It rewards speed over patience. It creates confidence where caution should live. At first, the wealth seemed to solve everything. Soldiers were paid without delay. Government expanded quickly. Grand palaces rose across Madrid, and royal courts grew more elaborate. War felt affordable. Spain fought almost constantly. Against France, against Protestant rebels in the Low Countries, against the Ottomans across the Mediterranean, faith and empire demanded force. And force demanded money. Silver made these wars feel painless. Why hesitate when another fleet was always on the way? Yet this money was different. It was not created by production or innovation. It came from extraction, and extraction always carries limits. Spain did not rebuild its economy at home. Local workshops declined. Farming weakened. Foreign goods replaced domestic production. It was easier to buy than to build. This choice slowly hollowed the country. Spain became wealthy without becoming resilient. Skills faded. Systems weakened. The foundation cracked quietly, then prices began to rise. As silver flooded Europe, its value fell. Food cost more. Rent climbed higher. Wages failed to keep up. Ordinary families struggled, while treasure continued to arrive. This period later became known as the Price Revolution. But at the time, people only knew that life was getting harder. Pause for a moment. What happens when money grows but value shrinks? Spain soon faced a deeper problem. Its spending increased faster than silver arrived. Armies expanded. Administration ballooned. Royal lifestyles grew larger and more expensive. Silver was no longer enough, so Spain turned to borrowing. Foreign bankers, especially in Genoa, provided fast loans. These deals were secured against future silver shipments that had not yet landed. This marked a turning point. Spain began spending tomorrow's wealth today. Upcoming treasure paid for present wars. At first, the system worked. As long as fleets arrived, debts were rolled forward. Kings felt secure. Bankers collected interest. But fragile systems break when reality interferes. Storms delayed ships. Pirates intercepted cargo. Mines produced less over time. The expected silver did not always arrive. In 1557, Spain defaulted on its debts. The shock spread across Europe. Confidence collapsed. Credit tightened. Yet Spain continued borrowing. It had few alternatives. Defaults followed again and again over the next century. Each one damaged trust. Interest rates rose. Loan terms shortened. Control slipped quietly away. This is how debt reshapes power. Not through conquest, but through obligation. Ask yourself this. Who truly decides when one side owes everything? By the early 1600s, Spain was trapped in a cycle. Borrow to fight. Fight to protect income. Use income to repay debt? Then borrow again. This was not sudden collapse. It was steady exhaustion. Military losses followed. The Spanish Armada failed. The Netherlands broke free. Trade shifted northward. Spain still looked powerful on maps, but less so in reality. At home, consequences deepened. Taxes increased. Public spending fell. Roads decayed. Ports aged. Innovation slowed to a crawl. Debt also reshaped governance. Decisions became short-term and defensive. Long plans vanished. Survival replaced strategy. Ordinary people carried the burden. Farmers left land. Merchants struggled. Poverty spread quietly through cities and villages. The colonies felt pressured too. More silver was demanded faster and in greater quantity. Extraction intensified, but returns diminished. The limits of empire became impossible to hide. Meanwhile, other powers learned different lessons. The Dutch expanded trade networks. England invested in industry, finance, and shipping. Productivity replaced plunder as the source of power. Spain had silver, but it lacked a flexible system to support it. By the late 1600s, the empire still existed, but momentum was gone. Policy reacted instead of leading. Ambition narrowed to managing decline. The debt, however, never disappeared. Here's the quiet truth history repeats. Wealth without structure is fragile. Power built on future promises is temporary. Silver built Spain's empire. Debt dismantled it slowly, predictably, and almost invisibly. Not through one great fall, but through small compromises, missed payments, forced choices. And one final thought before we end. How many modern economies rely on money that has not yet been earned? Some patterns never disappear. They only return under new names. And that's the story. One more piece of the puzzle, connecting history. If this gave you a new way to look at the world, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It helps more than you think. And I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, and click on the 2 next video. The debt destroyed the Ottoman Empire.